Well, let's move to the team that is actually going to win the Euros this summer, which is France. Hey! We've got a lot of similar names again. Mm-hmm. There's a few differences. Let's not go goalkeeper because we know that Lloris is going to be the number one and is our captain anyway. But at the back, interestingly, we both have Jules Koundé, who's having a wonderful season with Sevilla, although he has not been called up yet by Deschamps. So it's still a long shot for Deschamps to call him. However, I think he would deserve to be there. But you went for Upamecano, who I didn't put in my squad because I think Lucas Hernandez could play left back or left centre back. So I've got Lucas Hernandez, Kimpembe, Koundé and Varane, which I'm happy with. But you went with Upamecano.
I did, and when I was picking this team, it made me realise, wow, France have got so much quality. I mean, you talk about winning the tournament, people are getting excited about England, but if England win the group, they could play France in the second round.
Yeah, they could, man.
Or Germany or Portugal, so
yeah.
Don't get excited about England. But France have got so much depth, but I just think Upamecano, I think his injury should have cleared up by the time the Euros come around.
Yeah, I think so. But there's that question mark of his fitness overall.
Yeah, but how will Varane come back from his COVID layoff at Real Madrid? We don't know. I mean, there are all sorts of question marks, and I just think that you go with Upamecano because for me, every time I've seen him, I've been really impressed with him. Apart from the 5-0 defeat at Old Trafford this year, when he didn't have the greatest game, but he's bounced back from that to earn his move to Bayern Munich. But the one thing you can say with France is that you could pick one of maybe 4 for maybe 8 centre halves, and you wouldn't be able to see the joint. They're so strong.
But you know that Deschamps will pick Zuma. That's what's going to happen, and that's going to break my heart. But hey, he's got a different mindset to us, Deschamps, and he likes. A bit like Southgate, what you said earlier, he likes the players who've been good to him before, and he certainly has that sort of unit mindset in mind, so you keep the players who were there before and etc. But that's why I think that in midfield, my boy Tchouameni, who's been fantastic for Monaco, who's already been watched and scouted by all the top clubs in Europe, who has been, for me, maybe the best player in Ligue 1 this season. Might not make it with Deschamps, but he will certainly be in my squad because a bit like Bellingham although he's 3 years older, but a bit like Bellingham for England and Dortmund. I think he just has that extra special talent of physicality, technical ability. He can boss a game in midfield, and I think that's just, although we have Kanté and we have Pogba and we have Rabiot, who you didn't put in your squad, but I think Tchouameni could be in there, might not start much or might not play even much, but he certainly could bring you something if needed.
Yeah, I've got him in my squad too, but I did leave out Rabiot, and I think I don't think you're too surprised at that. I think
I see your point.
Every time I'll tell you what killed it for me with Rabiot. The last minute of injury time in the Champions League game for Juventus against Porto, when he had that chance to score a goal and he just blazed it over the bar, and that is Rabiot. He's an infuriating player, and I just don't see what he would bring to this squad if you didn't have him there, because you've got Pogba, you've got Ndombele, who can bring you your flair and your energy midfield. You've got Kanté, who's obviously one of the best around in terms of holding midfield. Where does Rabiot play? Rabiot, for me, is more trouble than he's worth. And I just don't think France need to worry about him. I think they can leave him out.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he can play a bit wider, a bit more central. He's left-footed, by the way, which you don't have in your midfield already, which I think managers and head coaches like, to have that kind of profile as well in midfield. But it's a good point. And then if we go to strikers, you made the big call.
Yeah.
Karim Benzema is in yours.
Yeah. Now, I know he won't get picked by Deschamps.
33, Karim Benzema.
33. But, I've always been a big fan of Benzema. Back in 2009 when Cristiano Ronaldo left Man United, Sir Alex Ferguson was desperate to sign him as his replacement. Obviously, Real got both. But he's been at Real for 12 years. And he's still he's the main guy now. And you look at his record in the Champions League, I think there's only like Raul and Messi and Ronaldo who scored more goals than him. Maybe Van Nistelrooy. He might have gone past him now. He's just a great centre forward, but I know there are off-field issues with Benzema to overcome. And I don't think he'll get in, obviously, but I wouldn't pick Anthony Martial. I mean, if he's going to play again this season, we don't know. I mean, he's injured at United and Solskjaer isn't convinced he'll play. But for me, Martial is a player that it'll give you one good performance in 10. I just don't think he has the focus, the hunger to be what he should be. He's a very talented player, but I just don't see him as a Deschamps player. Now, I know he got in the last squad and he had that little weird substitution with Mbappe, but I wouldn't pick on Martial. I just don't think he deserves it. I don't think he's done enough at United to merit it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I put him in my team because I still think that he brings you something a bit different that you could use. He won't start every single game, no chance, and rightly so. But I still think that if you put him in the right state of mind that 1 game in 10 that you said could be very useful in a tournament like this when you only have 7 games. And I think he's intelligent enough to realize, okay, this is your chance. This is a quarterfinal, last half hour, for example. You have to go there and have some sort of impact, influence on the game. And I think he can give you that if you're a good man manager, who you're not, but I am. So I think I can get the best out of him. But I love your Benzema idea.
Yeah, you've got to be a good man manager with France, though, haven't you? Let's be honest, because it can be quite a volatile squad.
How's your French? Pas mal?
Pas mal. If Martial is in your squad and he's not playing, is he a good enough character to have in that squad? We saw that situation when he was taken off by Deschamps. He didn't react very well to that.
Yeah.
So do you want him around the squad if he's going to react to being substituted like that?
I think he knows how lucky he would be to be in that squad, and I think that would be enough for him. Same with Kingsley Coman, who is in our squad, both and normal because he's having a great season again with Bayern Munich. I think they know that missing out on 2018 the World Cup, winning that World Cup as well, because of those attitude issues, let's say, or or body language, if you want to call it that way. And I think just for that, if Deschamps said, okay, pick up the phone and say, listen, you're coming with us, but I warn you now, I think you get them in.
So we talked earlier on a different subject about Lacazette. He's in form at Arsenal. Is Lacazette a million miles from the France squad? Would you take Lacazette over Martial?
That's a good point. I think there's a good call for it. And I'm completely biased.
No.
Yeah, but there's something between him and Deschamps. I don't really know. I think he came when we went to South America in 2013 for 2 friendlies against Uruguay and Brazil, which was a disaster. We lost both. It was really bad. And Lacazette was in that squad, played. Maybe what you described the other day on the pod about Lacazette and his moods, even when he does interviews and things like this, maybe that didn't go down well with Deschamps. I don't know, but I think it's a really long shot for him to go.
If France win the Euros this summer, then they will...
when they win the...
Okay, and they've got a very good chance. They will emulate that great 98-2000 side that won the World Cup. And I mean, that was a great... I mean, where would this France side rank alongside that? Would it be... I mean, it's hard to beat the team that won it first time around, but would they be up there as equals?
I think probably, yeah. And it's maybe not as talented in the sense that, okay, you've got Mbappe and they had Zidane, and you've got Pogba and they had Deschamps, I don't know, whatever, Vieira,
Petit, Henry, Trezeguet, all these great players.
Yeah, but Henry and Trezeguet were young. I guess Kylian was young in 2018. I just maybe the other day we asked the question to Frank Leboeuf on the show, on the FC show. And he was kind of like, it's hard because obviously he played that final in 98, so he was never going to pick 2018. But I think it's a great debate. I don't know who would win. I really don't know who would win. Maybe, I guess, the 2018, the 1998, which was slightly older. And a lot of them played in Italy when Serie A was great. And that kind of sort of winning mentality, ruthless, maybe would edge it a little bit. But I don't know. It's a debate that you can't have here in England anyway.
Not true.
So
okay, one last question: Fabien Barthez or Hugo Lloris?
I go Lloris. I go Lloris every day.
Yeah. So
just the leadership is something else.
But they both let you down.
When they won the World Cup,
well,
like every England goalkeeper since 1966. Yeah, I think that's right.
In the Premier League.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see who between your squad and my squads does the best at the Euros. Then looking forward to it.
There's no argument. France.
Yes. You see, I won him over.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.